There was a time when the village of Dharampur barely noticed the boy named Ayan. He was not special in the eyes of the people. He did not come from a respected family. He did not wear clean clothes. He did not speak confidently. Most of the time, he walked with his head down, avoiding eye contact, as if the ground understood him better than humans ever did. Ayan was born into poverty, so deep that it shaped every corner of his childhood. His house was a single-room structure made of cracked mud walls and a leaking tin roof. During the rainy season, water dripped from the ceiling and soaked the floor, forcing the family to move their bedding from one corner to another throughout the night. Hunger was not an occasional visitor in Ayan's life. It was a regular companion. His father, Raghav, worked as a daily wage laborer. Some days he earned enough to buy rice. Some days he returned home empty-handed, his face carrying a silence heavier than words. His mother, Meera, stitched clothes for villagers who paid her late or sometimes never paid at all. Still, she worked with patience, her fingers often bleeding as the needle pierced her skin. Ayan went to the village school wearing slippers that were 2 sizes too big and a shirt that had faded from blue to something unrecognizable. His bag was stitched together multiple times with rough thread. The children laughed at him. Teachers ignored him. No one expected anything from him, and because of that, no one paid attention to him. But inside Ayan, something quietly refused to die. At night, when the village slept, Ayan lay awake, staring at the broken ceiling, imagining a different life. A life where his mother did not cry silently. A life where his father did not come home defeated. A life where poverty did not decide his worth before he even spoke. He did not know how he would reach that life, but he knew one thing with absolute certainty. He did not belong to the life he was living. Whenever Ayan spoke about dreams, people laughed. "Dreams are for people who have food in their stomach," one man said. "Focus on surviving, not dreaming," another mocked. "You should learn a skill to earn bread, not waste time thinking big," they advised, pretending to be wise. Each word felt like a stone thrown at his chest. Yet, strangely, those stones did not crush him. They hardened him. One evening, after a particularly humiliating day at school, Ayan walked toward the edge of the village, where an old banyan tree stood near a slow-moving river. It was his escape, his silent place. He sat there for hours, watching the water move forward without ever looking back. That was the evening he met Arun. Arun was an old man with a calm presence and tired eyes that had seen too much life. He lived alone in a small hut near the river and was known in the village as a strange man who read books instead of gossiping. Some called him useless. Some called him mad. Children were warned to stay away from him. Arun noticed Ayan sitting by the river every evening, lost in thought. One day, he walked up to him and sat beside him without saying a word. Minutes passed in silence. Finally, Arun spoke. "Why do you look like someone carrying a burden bigger than his age?" Ayan hesitated, but then spoke everything he had never said out loud. His poverty, his humiliation, his fear, his dream, his confusion. Arun listened patiently. When Ayan finished, Arun picked up a small stone from the ground and threw it into the river. The ripples spread outward. "Do you see this?" Arun asked. "Yes," Ayan replied. "This is what happens when belief enters still water," Arun said. "Most people live in still water their whole lives. They are afraid to disturb it, but disturbance is where change begins." From that day, Arun became a silent guide in Ayan's life. He did not give him money. He did not promise shortcuts. He gave him something far more dangerous: clarity. Arun taught Ayan how to read properly, how to think, how to question, how to fail without breaking. He lent him books, old, torn, forgotten books, but inside them were ideas that felt alive. Ayan read about people who had nothing but built everything. He read about discipline, patience, and delayed rewards. Days were hard. Nights were harder. Ayan woke up before sunrise to help his mother fetch water. He went to school, where teachers still ignored him. In the afternoon, he worked at a roadside food stall cleaning utensils for a few coins. In the evening, he sat with Arun and learned. At night, he studied under a dim oil lamp while hunger twisted his stomach. Many times, he wanted to quit. When his father fell ill and could not work for weeks, the pressure almost crushed him. When his mother sold her bangles to buy medicine, Ayan cried alone by the river. When villagers mocked him for wasting time on books instead of earning full-time, doubt crept in. But every time he felt weak, Arun reminded him, pain is not your enemy. Directionless pain is. Years passed. Ayan grew older, quieter, sharper. After finishing school, he could not afford college. Instead of complaining, he adapted. He learned basic electronics repair from a shopkeeper in a nearby town by working for free. He absorbed knowledge like dry soil absorbs rain. At night, he read business books Arun gave him. He learned about saving, reinvesting, customer respect, and long-term thinking. With the little money he saved, Ayan bought broken electronics, repaired them, and resold them. He failed many times, lost money, got cheated, made mistakes. But each failure taught him something no classroom ever could. At 24, he opened a small repair counter using a wooden table and a borrowed umbrella. People doubted him. Some laughed, some ignored him. Ayan worked harder than anyone else. He never cheated customers. He never lied. He fixed problems properly, even when it cost him more. Slowly, trust grew. Trust turned into demand. Demand turned into opportunity. Years later, that wooden table became a shop. The shop became two. The two became a brand. The same village that once ignored him now spoke his name with respect. His mother received proper treatment. His father rested for the first time in his life. Children in the village looked at Ayan differently, not as a poor boy, but as proof. One evening, Ayan returned to the banyan tree by the river. Arun was not there anymore. The hut stood empty. Ayan sat quietly, watching the water move forward, just like it always had. He finally understood. Some lives are meant to be examples, not excuses. Some people are born to struggle, so others can learn courage. And some dreams survive not because life is easy, but because the dreamer refuses to let go. Your background does not decide your destination. When belief is stronger than fear and action is stronger than excuses, even the poorest beginnings can turn into powerful futures. Those who stay disciplined, patient, and focused, despite pain, doubt, and delay, eventually rise beyond the limits the world tries to place on them.